arms. All right. All right, so just create a comfortable seat for yourself. I'm gonna sit tall, stretch your spine. If you would like, you can put support underneath the hips, a blanket, a block. Elevating the hips can sometimes feel really nice. It helps to release the hips, allowing you to further stretch your spine. Sitting tall, rest your eyes. And just notice how you're feeling this morning. Check in with the breath. It's possible. Begin to breathe through the nose. You just might notice, especially if you've been running around this morning, running to get to your mat. Notice what's going on internally. You might notice the physical body first, so the movement of breath, beating of your heart. Perhaps you sense a little bit of heat from the body or coolness. Notice the sensations from within. And then with a little bit of curiosity, notice how you're feeling energetically. Check in with the emotional and mental body, the mind body. Notice a thought in the mind that's repeating itself over and over. You might notice distraction. You might notice a feeling in the body, maybe feeling overwhelmed. Maybe there's a sense of rushing or busyness, or the opposite. Just notice what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And allow yourself to sit with what you're feeling, what you're thinking, everything that's going on within you, this sense of curiosity. Just a moment or two longer. Acknowledging what's showing up for you this morning. Allow for a slow, deep breath. Breathe it all in. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Bring your hands, palms to the heart, bow head toward heart space. And based on everything you've gathered so far this morning, all the data, perhaps set an intention for your practice, something you would like to receive or to embody. Quiet truth within you that you're ready to embrace. I move with grace. I move with strength and grace. I deserve this time to move my body, whatever it might be. Your intention. Speak it to yourself or out loud at least 3 times. And then breathe it in. Breathe it in through the nose. Stretch the belly. Exhale, let it go. Take a peek down at your feet and your legs. Notice which shin is in front. Just make a mental note. And then bring your feet together. Join the feet, bow forward. You're going to hold your feet, your toes. Just kind of give your hips a little bit of a wiggle. Releasing your low back. Take a breath or two as if you're breathing from the back of your lungs into any tightness in your lower back or in your hips. Another deep belly breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Back to seated position. This time you have the other shin in front of you. So we're gonna start this morning with a little bit of breath work. We're gonna do some alternate nostril breathing, one of my favorite practices, and usually a class favorite. So for breath work, just make sure you're sitting comfortably. And we're gonna do this, just gonna make sure everyone is muted. We're gonna do this with your right hand. Left hand will be palm up, joining thumb and index finger together. So it's like a little mudra for your hand. And then just rest your left hand facing upward. Your right hand's gonna be the one that we're gonna use. We're gonna curl in your index finger, your middle finger, and we're gonna use the ring finger and the thumb. You'll take ring finger and thumb up to your nose, slide the fingers down to where you feel the soft flesh of the nose, then just pause there. Relax the elbow, relax your shoulder. You're gonna tuck your chin just slightly, right? Lengthen up through the spine, create some space to breathe, and then pause. Take a deep breath in through both sides of the nose. Close your right nostril with the thumb, exhale through the left nostril. And then breathe in through the left side. Close the left, open right, exhale through the right. Right side, breathe in. Close right, open left, exhale. Left side, breathe in. Close the left, open right, exhale. Inhale, right side. Exhale from the left. That's 2 full rounds. We'll continue. Inhale, left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale, right side. Exhale, left. 2 more together. Feel free to follow my rhythm or create your own. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. And then 2 more rounds, all on your own. And just notice how much you can stretch out the inhale, the exhale, in the most effortless way possible. Take your time to finish the last round. Notice any tendency to rush the breath. And when you finish the last round, you can release the right hand, thumb and index finger joining just like the left, and allow yourself to sit with the residue of the breath practice. And just notice what you feel now. Perhaps there's a little internal shift after taking the time to reset the nervous system, bringing the left and right energy channels of the body into balance, along with the right and left hemispheres of the brain, allowing for a physical state of equilibrium, equanimity in the mind. Allow for slow, deep belly breath in through both sides of the nose. Exhale and let it go. Eyes are closed. You can open the eyes, release, relax your hands, wiggle your fingers. And then again, soles of the feet to join. This time you might bring your heels a little closer in towards the body. Hold on to your ankles, your shins, or the outsides of your feet. Stretch up through the spine. Take your knees wide. Right knee going towards the front of the mat, left knee to the left of the mat. Opening up inner thighs, inner hips. Notice how that allows you to further stretch the spine, sitting tall. Maybe a little rock from side to side. And then start to gently bend your elbows, draw yourself forward, keep the chest, heart center lifted. Little stretch here for the inner thighs. If you can get your elbows to the inner thighs, gently press inner thighs down. As you move the elbows out wide, you might get a little more stretch there. Release your neck, release, relax your jaw. You're gonna take a deep, deep belly breath, breathe into the back of the body, and then when you exhale, open your mouth, stick or stretch out your tongue for a big lion's breath. Ah. And then let it all go. We're gonna slowly rise up, joining on hands and knees for a tabletop position. Stretch out your fingers, knees under hips. Tuck your toes, sit back towards your feet, allow your feet to get a big stretch. Into the toes, cross the ball of the foot, arch of the foot, just the heels back a bit. If you want a little more stretch, walk your hands back, walk the hands up the knees, and have a seat on the heels for a toe crunch, couple of steady breaths. As the physical intensity builds, use the breath, allowing for that state of equanimity in the mind as the sensation intensifies. 2 more breaths. Awesome. Then come on forward. Hands back to your mat, squeeze and skeevy. You're gonna untuck your toes now, point your toes back, sit back for a child's pose, lying the feet flat with a big stretch through the arms. Now you're stretching the tops of your shins, tops of your feet and toes, taking the counter stretch there. You can shift your hips a little bit side to side. Big active stretch through the arms, maybe come up onto your fingertips, starting to open into the shoulders a bit. 1 more breath here. We'll slowly rise on the next inhale. Return to tabletop. Inhale for cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, cat stretch. Hang out there while you empty your breath. And then inhale, cows, coming to a sway back. Exhale, round the spine, big cat stretch. Pause as you empty the breath and lift the belly. And then continue for about 3 or 4 more rounds on your own. Feel free to add other movement patterns. Feel free to stretch out the breath. And you're just using these first few moments of breath-based movement to free up the spine a bit. Notice where you're holding tension. Notice what it is you'd like to release. 1 more full round to breathe. And then neutral spine. If your feet are flat, tuck the toes. We're going to gently push hips back towards your heels. And then we're going to lift the knees. So the knees and the shins are now just a few inches from the mat. We're pushing through the palms, stretching the arms, pushing belly rib cage toward your upper thighs. A moment here to breathe. And then downward facing dog. Big stretch for your legs. It's going to feel really nice. Just stretch out your legs. Once your hips lift, we still have the stretch of the arms, the length in the spine. You can invite some movement, alternating knee bends, stretching the opposite leg, heel toward mat. And even more so, bending one knee and stretching the opposite leg, stretching the heel toward the back edge of the mat. So you're trying to grow your foot a little longer. A few more rounds. And then a big bend for both knees. Again, shins coming down, parallel to the floor, push back, hips to heels. And then one big stretch for the legs again, downward facing dog. Pause here, heels towards the earth, sit bones towards the sky. Deep lion's breath. In through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Ha. Warm up the upper body and the shoulders. Come on down to the knees. Sit back into child's pose. Stretch the arms forward, as far forward as you can. On the next inhale, rise up. We're going to shift weight forward, shoulders forward of the wrists, squeeze the elbows in, dip low for a modified chaturanga. Give yourself a big push up, and then take it back, child's pose. Again, move with breath. Inhale forward. Exhale. Big push up. Back to the heels. Child's pose. Keep going. Inhaling. Exhaling to push up, push back. If you'd like to add on, of course, you can come forward, tuck your toes to a full plank, and take a full chaturanga, and then lower the knees and take it back. So option to keep the knees down, or tuck the toes, lift the knees. We're going to go for a couple more. Just 2 more. Shoulders, triceps. Feeling a little heat in the body. Steady from within through the breath. Come back to child's pose, lift to the fingertips so the palms of the hands are up, and then shift your hips a little here, side to side. You're going to slide your hands back. Come on up, stand tall on your knees. If you want a little more stretch for your quad, sit back, hips to heels. We're going to interlace your fingers, press your palms forward out in front of you, and then stretch the arms up and overhead, elbows by the ears. Release your neck. Release the shoulders and your jaw, and then bend the elbows. We're going to pull the elbows out wide. Palms to the base of the skull, lift the chest, lift the chin, look upward. Take a breath. And then release it, let it go. Hands to the mat. Tuck the toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog, rising up. Settling in. Up to tiptoes, heels high. Notice how when you bend the knees, you can get a little more stretch, a little more lift in the sit bones. And then stretch your heels long, heels toward the mat. Twice more, up to tiptoes, heels high, bend the knees, belly rib cage toward the upper thighs. And then stretch the heels long, heels to the mat. One more time, big stretch. Sit bones lift, we're on the tips of the toes. And then extend the legs, stretch the legs, heels toward the mat. Up to tiptoes and tiptoe forward, 1 foot at a time. The slowest that you can go, mini steps until you find your toes right behind your wrists and you can't go any further. Land the heels. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen spine. You might take hands to shins and then forward folds. So squeeze at the belly, release. Twice more, halfway lift and fold. Last one, halfway lift, forward fold, and then let's rise. We're gonna reach it up. Once you're overhead, right hand catches left wrist, big side body stretch to your right. Up through to center, left hand catches right wrist, And stretch to your left. Up through center, bring it all home, hands, palms to the heart. Interlace your fingers again. This time your other pinky's on the outside, so the awkward grip. Press your palms forward, back a bit through the belly of the rib cage. Open up the back of the spine. And then arms up and overhead. Elbows sliding by the ears. Strong legs. Feel for the tripod of each foot, rooting earthward as you press the palms upward. Once we have this length in the spine, we're going to bend the elbows, hands, palms to the base of your skull, elbows pulling out wide, lift your chest, inviting a little back bend here. Thighs press back, hips moving forward, pulling upward. One more breath. And then bring it home, hands, palms to the heart. And join the feet if you like. Pause, take a breath. Reconnect to your intention. And then let's move with intention. Surya Namaskar A, so sun salutation, series A. Inhale to reach it up. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Pause, take a halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant palms, walk back. You're in high plank. If you'd like, lower the knees. Chaturanga Dandasana as you exhale. Inhale, cobra or up dog, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. 2 more breaths. You can settle into movement. You can settle into stillness. Next inhale, we rise up, tips of the toes. And then as you exhale, tiptoe or walk forward, front of the mat. Heels land, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Let's rise, reach up overhead. Bring it home, hands, palms to the heart. So that was 1 round. We have 2 to go. Inhale to reach. Exhale to forward folds. Halfway lift. Plant palms, walk back with the opposite foot, and lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or an up dog. In up dog, your thighs are lifted. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. 2 breaths. You choose stillness or a little bit of intentional movement. All about opening up the spine here. 1 more breath. Let it go. Ha. Up to tiptoes. You can step, hop, or walk front of the mat. Exhaling. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale to rise, reach overhead. Bring it home to the heart. Last round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Feel free to follow my rhythm or create your own. High plank to low as you exhale. Elbows are in. Inhale, cobra or up. Dog. And then exhale, we meet. Down dog, breath in. Breath out. 2 more breaths. Stretch out your fingers. Root into the pad of each hand, so the base knuckle points. And stretch it out. Up to tiptoes. This time you might bend the knees. Give yourself a little hop first, and then a step or a hop forward, front of the mat. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to fold. Come on up, reach overhead, pause at the top. Grab your right wrist, stretch it to your left. Up through center, switch hands, stretch it to your right. Up through center, bring it home, hands, palms to the heart. Breath in and breath out. Take a moment, check in with your feet. Feel for the tripod of each foot. Lift and stretch out your toes. Okay, all 10 toes lifting. Good. Thighs press back. Arms reaching up and overhead. We're going to cactus the arms. Draw the shoulder blades in and down. Lift the heart space. And then reach behind you. Interlace your fingers. You join the palms, you get the shoulders a little more stability, and then lift the heart. Stretch the knuckles toward your heels. Strong, straight arms as the chest lifts. Opening up front line of the body. One more breath. And then we're gonna take a forward fold. Feel free to keep the bind or to let it go, folding over your legs. You're gonna give the belly a little squeeze in and up to release head, neck, shoulders, rinsing out the shoulders. Maybe take your head, turn it no, and then a couple times for a yes. Enjoy the shoulder opening. One more breath. And then release your hands. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel your weight shifting forward a bit toward the ball of the foot. Sit bones lift. And then fold. Coming into chair pose, Utkatasana. We're going to drop the hips, bend the knees, lift the heart. Arms reaching up and overhead. So all that length we created in the spine, feel for it here. A little touch of a back bend, tailbones heavy, weight now shifting toward your heels. If you can get the toes up again, go for it. Big lift in the toes, stretch them out. One more breath. Follow your exhale to a forward fold over the legs. Halfway lift. Walk back to high plank and pause there. High plank position. Nice long spine, crown of the head towards the front of the mat, heels stretching back. We're gonna pause, elbows are gonna squeeze in, strong legs. Now you can stay on your toes or you can lower to your knees. We're gonna do those tricep push-ups again. We're gonna lower halfway, elbows squeezing in, and then a big push-up. Inhale to lower. And this time we don't have the rest of child's pose. Exhale up. Keep going. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Notice how the upper body and the hips lower as one unit. Right back up. You got it. Do 3 more. On your toes, maybe. Ooh. 2 more. Generating a little heat. Ooh. One last one. Inhale to lower. Exhale up. And then this is going to be the best down dog ever. Stretch it out. Long arms. Shifting weight back towards your feet, your legs. Pick up your toes. Take a breath. And let it go. Bring your feet, your legs together. You're going to take your left foot slightly forward of the right and then stretch your right leg high for a 3-limb dog. You can bend your right knee, open through the hip. And as you do that, you're going to squeeze your right heel in towards your right butt cheek. And it helps here if you can keep your left foot, left heel grounded, right? All right, so that's why that little step forward can be so helpful. Take a couple of ankle circles, one direction then the other. And then switch up your legs. So right foot lowers next to the left leg rising. Big stretch first, and then bend the knee, open through the hip. Then lifting kneecap high, squeezing heel towards the glute, inviting the ankle circles to your left foot. Good. And then left leg stretches out long. This time you're going to lower your left foot, go wide, step your right foot wide, and then walk back towards your feet. We're going to turn your toes out, your heels in, and sit back for a yoga squat malasana. So you can lower to the height of your knees, or you can lower hips to heels, elbows working their way towards the inner thighs. Press the knees wide, hands, palms to the heart. Take a breath. Empty it out. And releasing the hips. Give yourself a big lion's breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Ha. Release your hands. Lift your hips. Toes turn in, tracking forward about hip width apart, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk it forward to high plank. We're going to pause here. You can join your feet, your legs together if you like. opening for a side plank. So heels to the right, left arm reaching up. We call this Vasisasana. If it helps, you can stagger your legs or lower your right knee down. Top arm stretches over the ear. Rainbow into left side body. Beautiful. Give it a big, deep breath. Exhale to let it go. And then switch to the other side. So we often think of these side planks as a strength pose, and they often are, right? If you have your foundation here, if you need to, stagger the legs, take a modification, and open up into the side body. One more breath. There we go. Hands, palms to the mat. Lift your hips. Down dog. And breathe it in. And let it go. Knees to the earth. Anahatasana. So we're going to take the arms, the hands forward. Go to the front corners of your mat. And then melt heart. Toward the mat, you can land on forehead, chin. You could be on palms or fingertips. And just breathe. Now 2 more breaths. Do a little squeeze from the belly to slide your hands back. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, down dog. Right leg to rise. Bend your knee, open into the hip. This time, give yourself a few hip circles. Rolling around through the hip in one direction. And then the other. And then we'll return to a 3-limb. Right leg high. Coming forward to high plank. Curl the spine, nose to knee to nose, cheetah pose. Back to a 3-limb. High plank, knee to nose to knee. One more round. Coming forward, push through the palms. 3-limb. To a low lunge. Right foot between the 2 hands. Back knee will lower. Untuck the back toes if you like. And then rise up. Hips are heavy. Arms overhead. Shoulders allowed. Join the palms. Take a breath. The palms are joined. You can bend at the elbows. Bring your thumbs to the base of the skull. Lift the heart. 2 more breaths. And then inhale to reach up. Hands, palms to the heart. Release the hands, tuck your back toes. Come to a runner stretch. Pause here. Left palm grounded. Use a block if you like. Right arm opens, twisting lunge. Strong back leg. 2 more breaths. Release it, let it go. Right hand, framing right foot. Lift the heart, look forward. Shift your weight forward. Just take a moment in a standing split. Drop head. Towards your big toe, left leg to rise. Take a breath. And then Parsvottanasana. Left foot lands. Make 2 train tracks with your legs. All 10 toes point forward, halfway lift. And fold. Feel free to slide blocks under your hands. You're going to stretch the spine long, crown of the head towards your right big toe. Just going to feel for leveling your hips, lifting your back kneecap, and breathing steady. 1, maybe 2 more breaths. And we're going to push into the palms, lift the heart, look forward. Leverage your palms, strong, straight arms. Want to slide the right foot back and up, bend the knee, open through the hip. Take your hands a little wider, perhaps. Walk back a little more so you feel like you're standing on your back heel, your left heel. And then left hand can reach back. Feel free to catch the ankle. Or reach up and find your right toes for a quad stretch. Settle your eyes. Soften the eyes. 2 more breaths. And then go ahead and release it. Right foot lowers. Step the feet out wide again. Toes out, heels in. Walk your hands to your feet. And sink again. Malasana. Yoga squats. Dropping the hips, elbows towards the inner thighs, hands palms apart. 2 steady breaths. Release the hands, lift your hips, turn the toes in, take a forward fold. Walk your feet a little closer in. So you have 2 train tracks again, halfway lift. Good, walk it forward, high plank, pause here. We have another side plank series. Push through the palms, lift and tone through the belly. We're gonna open now to the right first. So heels go to the left, big reach overhead. Maybe pick up your right foot, land it outside your left leg, and come into wild bend. Okay. Using your right foot as leverage to lift the hips, lift the tailbone. A little touch of a back bend here. 1 more breath. And then release it. And take it to the other side. Heels to the right. Left arm opening, reaching up. Maybe you lift your top leg, bend the knee, plant the foot, and then open here. Wild thing. A touch of a back bend. You're using your right hand for strength. Beautiful. Back over. High plank. Maybe give yourself one of those chaturanga push-ups. Take it home, down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Left leg to rise. Bend your knee, open through the hip. Couple of hip circles. Each direction. And stretch left leg long. Come forward to a high plank. Curl your spine. Knee pulling forward towards the nose to knee at the last moment. Back to 3 limb. Knee to nose and nose to knee. Curl in and up. Push through the palms. Last one. Inhale. Exhale forward. And then 3 limb to low lunge. Anjaneyasana. Left foot between your palms. Back knee lowers. Reach it up. Let your hips drop in this one. So hips dropping. Wiggle your left foot forward, giving the hips some space. Heaviness in tailbone. And then from the tail, reach up. Perhaps join the palms if you like. Hinge at the elbows, bend the elbows, thumbs to the base of the skull. 2 breaths. I'll reach it up. Exhale, hands to mat. Right palm grounded. Feel free to grab a block. Back knee lifts, twisting lunge, left arm opens. Strong back leg. Squeeze around your back kneecap. And stacking left ribs over right. 1 more breath. And then release the left hand. Frame your left foot, look forward for runner stretch. And then shift forward for standing split. Right leg to rise. Push through the palms, nose towards shin. Crown of the head to the big toe. And then step back. Lower right foot to the earth. 2 train tracks with your legs all 10 toes facing forward. Parsvottanasana, halfway lift. Create a little space, roll the thighs inward. Spreading upper back thighs, hamstrings, sit bones as you forward fold. Toes toward knee.
Crown of the head to the big toe. And then strong back leg. If you can, shift some weight towards your back heel and lift your toes on the back foot. One more breath. And then lift the heart. Push through the palms, stretch through the arms. Strong arms here. You're gonna slide your left foot back and up, bend the knee, open through the hip. We wanna get the right heel grounded. Walk your hands maybe a little wider. Walk them back a bit as you need. So you feel like you're standing on your right foot. Reach back with your right hand, find your toes. And you got this quad stretch here. As you bring heel towards the glute, left kneecap, reaching skyward. 2 more breaths. And then release it to let it go. Set up your feet hip width, walk back a bit to stretch out the spine, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Rise to the tiptoes, lift your heels, lift your sit bones, push through the palms, and then maybe take a handstand hop. Bend the knees, lift your hips, squeeze from the belly, push through the palms, and then step or hop or walk forward, front of the mat, we meet. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. We're gonna rise through a chair pose, sink the hips, reach, stretch through the arms, all the way up to stand. Cactus the arms, draw the elbows down, inner tips of the shoulder blades pulling into one another, and then join your hands at your low back. Interlace your fingers, awkward grip, join the palms, stretch the arms, knuckles to the heels. As you stretch knuckles to the heels, thighs press back. Frontal hip bones pulling upward. You're lengthening here from the pubic bone to the heart space, to the tip of the nose. 1 more breath. And then forward fold. You can maintain the bind if you like or let it go. Squeezing belly to fold over the leg. You're gonna take your knuckles now, reach them up towards the sky, lifting shoulders off the earlobes. And then big stretch here, rinsing out the shoulders. Release back of the neck, base of the skull. Let it all go. Maybe a lion's breath, breathe it in. Exhale, ha. Release your hands earthward. Halfway lift. And then come into a chair pose again, but we're gonna do a really low chair. So drop the butt, thighs are parallel to the floor. Chest, heart lifts, lifting belly off the front thighs. And then sink the hips a little lower. Keep going a little lower. And then we're gonna lower all the way down to the mat for Navasana. Knees to join, big toes to touch. Squeeze the knees up towards the shoulders. You can lift your shins parallel to the mat, eyes to the toes, or take a full stretch for the legs. Hold steady with breath. Breathing. State of equilibrium for the body, equanimity for the mind. 2 more breaths. And then release it to let it go. Left foot goes long. Right foot, heel up towards the groin. Give yourself a little wiggle here until you feel even on the sit bones. Take Janu Shirshasana. So right knee opens wide. If you need support underneath the knee, grab a block. We're going to take the chest forward, sternum aligning with your kneecap. Arms reaching overhead first to bring length into the spine. Stretch up through sides of the waist. Tail is heavy. Take a breath. And then you're going to stretch up to lengthen forward as you forward fold. Release into it. Toes are up. Foot is flexed. Heel pressing down. It's like you're trying to pull your left hip back to stretch the spine forward. 2 deep breaths. Right knee widening towards the side of the mat, opening up right inner hip, inner groin. As we give the left leg, hamstring a little bit of love. 1 more breath. We're gonna slowly rise back into Navasana. So knees up, big toes touch, knees squeeze together, reach forward. It's the belly pulling your knees up towards your collarbones, shins lifting. Again, pulling the knees in, maybe a bigger stretch for your legs. Eyes to the toes, breath is steady. 2 more breaths. Stretching out the breath. Notice any tendency to rush the breath. Janu Shirshasana, other side. So right leg goes long, left heel up towards the groin. Feel free to slide a block underneath your left knee. Little wiggle in the hips till you feel centered on the sit bones. Strong right leg, centered on the heel. Arms reaching up to lengthen spine. Take the stretch upward and then bring it forward over the right leg. And let it come to you, just let your arms drop. Bring some softness to the elbows. As you hold right leg strong back of the knee towards the mat, your left knee is pulling out wide. And then settle in. Lengthen each inhale, every exhale. And then give it 2 more breaths. Next inhale, we rise. Slide your hands back. We have a third and final Navasana. So knees together, feet together, start there. Arms forward, press back through the belly button, and then lift the knees up toward collarbones, shoulders. Option to stretch out your legs. Hold steady with your eyes. And then we're going to throw in a little Ardha Navasana. Stretch out the legs, lower halfway to the earth. And then hover, feet just a few inches from the mat. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades barely touching, and you're hollowing out the belly. Chin towards chest, eyes to the toes for 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Release all the way down. Give yourself a nice full body stretch. Arms overhead, legs, feet, toes forward. And then a side body stretch for Banana Asana. We're going to walk our feet to the right corner of the mat. Pick up your left foot, cross it over the right ankle. Right hand is going to reach and hold your left wrist. We're going to pick up the arms, the head, the shoulders. Take the upper body to the right as well. And then just let your left side body be heavy. Breathing, left side lung, rib cage. Opening into the left hip a bit. See if you can stretch the breath all the way down to your left hip. And the left side of the deep low belly. 1 more breath. Release your hands, wiggle your fingertips, your toes, and then let it go. Back through center. Feet walk to your left. Feet go left. Right foot hooks the left ankle. Arms overhead. Left hand's now holding your right wrist. You're going to pick up the upper body, the arms, head, neck, shoulders. And everything is now to the left side of the mat. We're stretching into right side body. Heaviness in the right hip. Breathing fully to the right hip. Right side deep low belly. One more breath. And then back through to center. Big stretch at the center. Wiggle your fingertips and your toes. And then bring your knees to your chest. You're gonna hug your knees in, rock your hips side to side. Coming into a figure four, right foot to left thigh. Hold on to the back of the left leg. Reach up for the shin, the knee. You're gonna rock the hips side to side. Little tuck of the chin. Just kind of play here with pressing right elbow to the right knee or inner thigh and press the knee away from you. Create some space in the hip. One more breath. Release your hands. We're going to take half of a happy baby. So right hand to the outside of your right foot. You can also catch the right big toe with your peace fingers. Open the right knee, bring it toward your right shoulder. Right shin is parallel to the floor. Just gonna stretch a little through the inner thigh, inner groin. If you want a little bit more there, go ahead, extend the right leg outward. 2 breaths. You center, and the right knee, release right foot, left side, figure four. First, we're gonna hug it in. Bring some length to the back of your neck, release the hips, maybe rock it side to side. Pause at the center, a little more stretch, left elbow to the left inner thigh, knee, pressing your knee away. And we have this nice release for the inner thigh, inner groin, as you come into half of a happy baby. Hold on to your left foot. For the outside of the foot, right foot drops. Left knee working up toward your left shoulder, left shin perpendicular to the floor. And of course, if you want that little extra stretch, extend the left leg outward. Stretching from inner hip, inner groin to your left inner heel. Bring all back to center. At the knee, lower the foot. Slide the shoulders under your back body, fingertips towards your heels. 2 train tracks with your feet, press belly down. Take a nice, easy bridge pose. Right, so just lifting the hips high enough to feel for stretching out your quads. Little squeeze at the inner thighs, knees, shins moving forward. Front hip points pulling up toward your shoulders. There's a lift in the tailbone. Lower down. Take a breath. And then another round, hips to rise. Maybe this time you join the hands, walk the elbows, shoulders underneath you. Use the arms as leverage to lift your hips. 2 more breaths. Awesome. Come on down, release it. Take at least a breath or 2 of rest. We're into a third and final. This time when you interlace, you take the other pinky to the outside. So switch up the grip, up go the hips. Join your hands. Triceps are squeezing in toward one another. Pressing down, elbows, outer wrists to the mat, knuckles to the heels. 2 more breaths. Squeeze the hamstrings, the glutes to get a little more lift. And then let it go and release it all. A full happy baby. Knees to the shoulders, hands to the big toes, or just hold on to the back of your legs and rock it out here side to side. Stretch the legs. Couple of breaths. And then to close out practice this morning, you have an inversion of choice. You could go to a wall, legs up the wall. You could take a plow shoulder stand series or a headstand, whatever works for you. Inversion of choice. Also just slide a block under the hips. Take Vinyasa karate on the mat. Into shoulder stand. It might help to take your legs into plow pose first. Walk the shoulders under you, just like you do in a bridge. Hands support low back. Stretch the legs up and over. To the navel center in your shoulder stand. Big toe mounds to the sky. After about 8 to 10 breaths in your inversion of choice, come into the counter pose. So from shoulder stand, we'll do a quick plow. Few breaths there. Good stand would be child's pose. We'll all release onto the mat and take a fish pose together. So stretch out the legs, thumbs by the hips. Bring your elbows in, inner elbows upward. Feel for this lift of the chest from the mat first, and then leverage your elbows, forearms to fully lift the chest, landing on the crown of the head. Stretch your throat, open your jaw, maybe stretch the tongue. Ha. And then use the arms again. Press into the elbows, forearms to lift the chest, tuck the chin, lower down, and rest. Bend the knees, walk your feet back, mat width apart. Give the hips a little lift, and then windshield wiper your knees side to side as the hips drop. Nice little easy release here. If it feels good, arms overhead. Hold the twist and breathe. Take the knees to the right for about 2 breaths. And over to the other side for 2 more breaths. Stretch out your inhale, stretch out the exhale. Preparing for final rest. Coming into Shavasana, stretch out the legs a bit. You might take your feet to the corners of your mat. Shoulders broaden, arms rest, palms up.
Little tuck of the chin, feel for aligning spine, resting eyes, gaze to the nose. And then just a couple of rounds of visualizing alternate nostril breathing. In through the left nostril. Sense exhaling from the right. In through the right nostril. Sense exhaling through the left. Inhale left, feel for it. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Last round on your own. And finish the last round. Take a slow, deep belly breath, even breath from the sides of the nose. Exhale from the mouth. Follow with natural breath. Effortless breathing. Sense the belly breathing each breath without any effort at all. And allow yourself to simply welcome this state of effortless breathing and effortless being. As you create a little quiet space on your mat, you might return to the words of your intention. Repeat it to yourself another few times. And then breathe it in. And let it go. Just trusting the journey that now lies ahead. Off of the mat. Want to rest longer, feel free. Otherwise, bring a little movement to the body, a little wiggle, fingertips, toes if you like, a little stretching. Roll to one side, pause for a breath or two. And then up to seated. We'll close where we began. Hands, palms to the heart. Comfortable seat. A nice tall spine. Bowing head to heart. Take a breath. Breathing in for oneself. Let it go. Another breath for someone, something else. And let it go. Final closing breath together. Breathe in. And let it go. Namaste. Light in me, honoring the light in you.